Ever sat down with a steaming bowl of pho, looked around, and immediately started copying the person next to you because you had no idea what you were doing? Yeah, we've all been there. I've been eating pho my whole entire life, and trust me, there's a difference between just eating it and eating it like someone who actually knows what they're doing. So today, I will show you three things beginners get wrong every single time. How to actually taste the broth before you drown it in sauce. How to use herbs properly the way Vietnamese people do. And how to get the perfect meat and noodle bites without splashing yourself. And don't forget to stay until the end of the video because I will reveal a bonus tip. I will reveal the real secret condiment Vietnamese people quietly use that almost nobody talks about. Let's dive in. Yes, another handy dandy visual aid. Let me go back a little because then you can see my forehead a little bit more. Now, throughout this video, I'll take a look down here to have my cheat notes to help me keep track where I'm headed. Okay, as well as this visual aid, I'll look at it and see. Okay, step number one: the broth. Let's focus on the traits of a good broth. How can you tell if the pho broth is good? There's five different things where you can tell, five different traits that's your criteria for what good broth is like. First trait, richness. Does it have a beefy flavor? You know, when you taste it, does it have a beefy flavor? Um, think about smelling the soup. Does it have that combination of spices, the star anise, cinnamon, cloves, and coriander, right? Number three, savory depth. Does it have an umami flavor to it, right? Also, look at balanced sweetness. When you taste the broth, is there like maybe a subtle hint of sweetness that uh, that they put in what do you call it, rock sugar or charred onions to get that sweetness in the broth, right? Last but not least, soup clarity. Is the soup clear and golden, right? The color of the soup, right? Is it golden? It's golden because like it's a sign that the soup has been simmering a long time. Versus like if it doesn't simmer quite as long, then it's brown, right? Because you have the soup beef bones in there, and it's seeping out the some of that beef fat into the soup. That's why another good clue for good broth is like, do they skim the fat or the oil off the top of the soup, right? That's where the clarity comes in, right? Versus a murky and brown. That's not good broth. Good broth has clear and a golden type of yellow color. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to point number two, herbs. When I talk about herbs, so when you order a bowl of pho, the Viennese restaurant will literally give you either a side plate or a side bowl of herbs that you can customize your experience of the pho. And they always give you the same thing. It's usually you get bean sprouts, Thai basil, and what else? The lime. That's what they normally give you. Sometimes they give you chili, but those three things are the most common. Thai basil, bean sprouts, and lime, right? So let's talk about that, all those three things. The Thai basil, it's is it for aroma or taste? It's for both actually, right? Think about it as a peppery anise like. And when you add it, like you add it for smell and for flavor. bean sprouts. Another thing what Vietnamese people do, and that I never knew about it, because like what I do is like I add the bean sprouts and I put it into the soup right away. Another good tip is like you can decide whether to submerge the bean sprouts to get that softer texture, or you can just leave it like that. Just put it right on top of the soup, and you'll get that raw, crunchy texture, right? So you can get that again a balance of either raw, crunchy, or soft and tender, with respect to the bean sprouts. Okay. And of course, the lime is pretty obvious. It gives you that hint of sourness, but also acidity. So you decide, you know. But what I've seen, one key thing that I talked about in the other video, common mistakes made when eating pho, is like the common thing I talked about was to actually squirt a little bit at a time. The lime, the Thai basil, maybe put one leaf, and then taste the soup. So that way you're trying to create a balance, not destroy it, right? Not undermine it, right? Moving on. Quick question. Quick question. Are you team lime or sorry? Are you team lime or team no lime? Post in the comments. Moving on to point number 3. Point number 3 is the noodle and meat bites. But what I do is when I get the noodle, I almost like I don't try to eat the entire noodle or slurp it up, right? I bite the noodle in half and then let the noodle go into the soup. So that way it doesn't, no soup will like slap right onto my face, right? So think about that, right? The other thing, okay, moving on to the bonus tip. The bonus tip, the condiment that the real secret condiment that Vietnamese people quietly use that they add to the individual bowl is actually fish sauce. Not the kind that they put into the large pot when they're cooking the pho broth, because they do, sometimes they put a pure kind of fish sauce that is almost 1% salty, salt and umami flavor. So I'm not talking about that. Now what some home cooks do is they have this dipped prepared sauce called nuk jam or nuk mam pho, nuk mam pho, nuk jam, which is a prepared dipping sauce that they actually add. You either add it to the individual bowl or they dip the meat into that fish sauce. And this particular sauce is a combination it's a balance of all different kinds of tastes, specifically sweet, salty, spicy, and sour, as opposed to the pure fish sauce, which is all salty and umami, right? This one is more of a balance. So that's why the fish sauce is actually diluted by the other different flavors. So basically, the fish sauce is salty, right? But to dilute the saltiness of that fish sauce, what they do, they add sugar, lime juice, uh, sugar, lime juice, chilies, and garlic. Yeah. Why Vietnamese people? Why do they keep it a secret? Because like every family has their own recipe, and they want to guard the that family recipe because it's something that they want to as a legacy for other younger generations that they can inherit that recipe, right? So because as far as I know, home cooks they actually make it, and I don't know if uh, if there's a Vietnamese restaurant out there that creates their own in-house nook jam for their customers. Right? If this helped you enjoy pho with more confidence, then click and like this video because it really helps. It really helps my channel. Another thing, and if you want to avoid the most common pho mistakes beginners make, please watch this video. Most common mistakes made when eating pho. So, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.